नमस्री यतिराजाय विवेकानंद सूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे. You have seen on the screen today's topic of discussion: progress versus contentment. All the scriptures in the world, without an exception, ask us to cultivate contentment. Oh man, only when you have contentment, you will have peace and happiness. Without contentment, no peace or happiness can be had. But if you see our lives, nobody is contented. Everybody wants something more. Why? Why we find it so difficult to develop contentment? You see, contentment becomes possible only when you understand the goal of life, when you understand the nature of the human existence. There is an infinite spark in all of us. That infinite will not let us to be contented with limited things. Basically, this infinite is seeking to become the infinite again. But we don't understand where the infinite lies. So we are seeking the infinite on a material plane. That's the reason nobody is contented. You are seeking the infinite at a wrong place. The limited things actually are searching for the infinite. And so everybody wants to grab or accumulate as much as he or she can. Then there is competition. Then this race. Then the struggle. So all this is unfounded. In the sense, people are searching for the infinite, but without knowing where to search for the infinite. That's the reason all the scriptures in the world ask us, be contented, be satisfied with whatever the material arrangements that you have got without much effort. So we find it difficult because we don't know how to work on the other plane. For example, people like Ramana Maharshi, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Buddha, all the mystics and the sages, they led a very contented life. How could that be possible to them? Because they shifted the plane. You can't remain contented in the true sense of the term. You have to seek something. You seek the divine. So, after the basic necessities of life are satisfied, they turn their attention, they turn their focus to the other two planes of human existence, intellectual and spiritual. So, today, if you give sufficient leisure to people, they say, I'm bored. I don't know what to do with this leisure. Because they don't know that they need to work on the intellectual and spiritual plane to enhance the quality of life. Today, these two dimensions we have totally ignored, the intellectual and spiritual. Only the material dimension people understand. Material dimension means I am a physical existence, physical body, and I must provide as much comfort as possible to this physical body. For that, I need to, manipulate matter. The greater the number of things I have, the better actually is my life. That is the conclusion. But it is not the truth. You just see how many people are really happy. So it's very important actually you draw the line with regard to the physical necessities of life, how much you need. And the basic necessities of life are satisfied, you must not long for more. Then you turn your attention, change the direction of your life. Now start working on the intellectual and spiritual plane. So that's how actually you'll be able to enhance your quality of life. But now people are not able to remain contented, even if the scriptures tell us and our elders ask us, the people of wisdom, the sages. Why? Because your inability to turn to the intellectual and the spiritual is at the root cause of the problem. So it is very important. You develop contentment. And that become possible to you when you become a spiritual seeker. Others may be accumulating material things. People around you may be longing for more money. They have money, they have properties, but they want more. They have that insatiable longing for those material things. Whatever you may give, still they won't be contented. They want something more. But you will be able to lead a more peaceful and contented life when you change the direction of your life. You start working on the spiritual plane, higher plane. Society may not consider you a successful man, but it should not bother you, may not recognize you. In the beginning, definitely they won't recognize. Even Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, they called him as a mad Brahmin. They dismissed him as actually something whose brains, he had lost his brains, they thought. Right? That was the conclusion of the society, contemporary society. But he never bothered. Okay? He never took the opinion of the society seriously. Because he knew most of the people were leading very shallow lives. They were not knowing the purpose of life. They understand only material life, they don't understand any other dimension of human life. So he never bothered to satisfy the society. He just explored himself and then exploded into bliss in the end. The highest state of spiritual experience, namely Nirvikalpa Samadhi, he had attained. And then the attention of the whole world turned towards him. Not during his own lifetime, now actually it's more. And the years to come it will be more. You will be forced to read the lives of these people. You will be compelled to read the teachings of these people. Because that thirst is always there in you. That infinite actually is longing to go back to the infinite. You are searching at a wrong place now, you will not get it. Society may consider you a successful man. You might attain so many things of the physical world, right? But still, inwardly, you will not be happy. That happiness, which you are really seeking, that eternal happiness, that eternal peace that you are seeking, comes only in the spiritual train. Once you attain to that spiritual ananda, spiritual joy, once you touch the core of your being, which is Atman, which is self, which is consciousness, then you are totally fulfilled. Then you are established in yourself. Then there will not be any longing thereafter. You are totally established in yourself, in your infinite existence. Till you attain to that state, the struggle will go on, the effort will go on. Everybody will be trying for something more and something more, something more. Nobody actually can sit restfully. So they don't know, they are not able to figure out what they are longing for. Most of the people, that is the problem. So my neighbor is accumulating things, let me also accumulate. So he has accumulated more than what I have, and so let me accumulate more than he has. So there is a race. There is a kind of competition. And in this kind of race and competition, you are highly unlikely to get real peace and happiness. You can't sit with yourself restfully for a few minutes. And how is it possible to have peace? A little peace. Forget about that ultimate peace, the peace that passes all understanding, the highest joy. Even in the relative world also, we'll have to lead only restless lives. Most of the time, today's generation of people, they get little rest only in sleep. In sleep. Daytime, there's no rest. Okay. Only in sleep, actually, you rest. You get a little rest, and that actually drives you again during the day. So during the day, it's all full of stress and anxiety. Because you want to have something, you want to attain something. What is that is to be attained? What is the highest thing to be attained? What is the highest thing to be attained? Have you figured it out first? You have to think, what is the highest thing to be attained? By gaining which you don't need anything more. By gaining which you don't have to long for anything more. What is that? That is the spirit. That is consciousness. After attaining that, you will be totally fulfilled. And then real contentment becomes possible only for such individuals. Before that, you may preach that have contentment, then only you will have peace and happiness. But the preaching is going on, but nobody, sits restfully, nobody is contented in the world. That is because the spirit in them actually is longing to become the infinite again. Because that is its real nature, but we are searching for it in a wrong direction. So people ask the question, if everybody leads a contented life, how is it possible to become, to achieve development, to achieve progress? Are they not contradictory? Okay, all the scriptures are preaching contentment. So everybody is happy with the basic necessities of life, right? Nobody actually is interested to accumulate more and more. Then how progress is possible? That is the question. How we will develop. But before you ask the question, you must prove to me that it is worth achieving the progress. Why should we achieve progress? What is the ultimate objective of progress? Any progress for that matter, any development for that matter, is happiness, right? Any progress or any development, any material manipulation that we are doing, the objective of all that is to achieve happiness, to achieve more peace. But are we getting that? We have done so much of manipulation. But are we getting as a generation? Can we say that we are more joyful than the generation that lived before us? We have more convenience and comforts, definitely, compared to the other generations. Okay, compared to other generations, we have so many conveniences and comfort. There is no doubt about it. Are we the most joyful and most peaceful generation that has ever lived upon the earth? That's not the case, right? So why that in spite of this much of development and progress, why that much of peace or the happiness that we have been longing, we are not able to achieve? That's because it is not there. It is not there at a psychological plane or at a physical plane. Perfection belongs to the realm of the spirit alone. Only consciousness is perfect. Only soul is perfect. Not the physical body. It is a constantly changing entity. Not even mind. It's also constantly changing entity. So as long as you are in the realm of this changeful physical and the psychological existence, you will not get real rest or real peace. You can't remain contented. So you need to touch the spirit. You need to go back to your real nature. So the progress that we have achieved has not helped us to enhance, okay, our joy or peace. It won't. Swami says machines can never make man happy. Swami Vivekananda said. Machines can never make man happy. However, you might manipulate the matter, but still you will remain discontented. Because happiness doesn't lie there. Happiness is here. You have to change the subject, not the objective world. But we have come to the conclusion that by manipulating matter or by changing the objective world as much as we want, we'll be able to enhance our peace and happiness, but that will not happen. Because it is not there out. See, happiness or misery, they are the states of mind. You need to focus on yourself. This is called subjective science, this is spirituality. This way contentment is asked of us. The Mahabharata says, Anto nasti pipasaya, tushtistu paramam sukham. Anto nasti pipasaya, for this craving, there is no end. You had craving for something, you got it, and then you won't remain contented. You will long for something more. Anto nasti pipasaya, tushtistu paramam sukham. Tasmas santoshameveha dhanam pashyanti panditaha. So for panditas, for learned people, santoshameveha dhanam. Happiness is the only wealth, real wealth. So that contentment comes only when you turn your life towards the spirit. So others will be trying to accumulate. They will be in the race, but you are not. You will change the very course of direction of your life. People may not consider you successful. People may not respect you. People may even consider you. You're a failure. Your own family members. It doesn't matter. But now you have understood that I need to work upon the intellectual and the spiritual to enhance the experience of life. And such individuals will be focusing on themselves. Then meditation becomes important for you. Prayer becomes important. Selfless service you will value. Then all the spiritual sadhanas that our scriptures are talking about, you will come to them. You want to explore yourself. Because you know that there is that infinite within you. And you need to touch before actually the body drops off. So at least if the 20 to 25% of the population of the world, if we can make them turn to spirituality and spiritual path, there will be great peace and happiness in this relative world also. Now today there is not even 1% of the population. So if your basic necessities of life are not satisfied, then if I ask you to practice or to do spiritual sadhana, you cultivate the intellect and cultivate the spirit, then I'm wrong. I should not say that. But at least good percentage of people society today, their basic wants are reasonably satisfied. But still they feel bored. Okay. They say if you ask them actually turn to spirituality and they don't understand. Either they will be trying to accumulate more, or they say that I can't enjoy this leisure, I feel bored. That means the goal of life is not clear. The goal of life is not clear. You have not heard or you have not read scriptures. The scriptures say that the ultimate source of happiness, the ultimate source of bliss is within you. The kingdom of heaven is within you. Turn inward. Develop contentment with regard to the physical necessities of life. Try a line that this is much is enough for me. And then the remaining time that you get, because you are not in the race, whatever you have, earned is sufficient for you to satisfy the basic wants. And now the rest of the time and energy you will invest on your intellect and spirit. And you will long for this intellectual development and spiritual development. Are they recognized by the contemporary society? Will they be recognized? No. You may not get any recognition. What does it matter to you? Okay. Today we want recognition. We want approval of the society. If you have more money, society will respect you more. And so you want it. Not that you really need it, but you want to satisfy the society. Oh, that's the problem. But you need to understand that society is not set to the highest standard. Vivekananda says societies and governments are based on bad generalizations. What are those bad generalizations that societies are based on? So, the first bad generalization is their idea of success is wrong. The idea of success, if you go by the society defines this as success, but that's not correct. It's not based on sound reasoning. As I already said, society respects a rich man, though he is not happy from within. So, okay, a rich man is respected though he is not happy from within, because that is the success actually society determines. So he has become rich, but he is not happy from within. These are the wrong, bad generalizations. So, you don't have to satisfy society, because the societies themselves are based on bad generalizations. That is not set to the highest standard. Suppose the society is set to the highest standard, then actually you can imitate society. You can try to satisfy society. As the society in the present state of development is not set to the highest standard, you should not bother to satisfy the society, the people around you. They should not determine the course of your life. You need to determine the course of your life, whether they approve it or whether they disapprove it, whether they may praise or they blame you, whether they recognize you as a successful life or not. That should not matter to you much. You must go by your own conscience, by your own inner voice, what it says. Where I need to search for happiness, where I need to search for peace, where I need to search for bliss, where I need to search for immortality. What is the highest objective that I can set before me? You need to think and you need to set it for yourself, not ever bothering to satisfy the society or the people around. But that many people find it difficult. That's why Khalil Gibran says, only a fool and a genius can break man-made laws, and then he will become dear to the Lord, he says. Either you need to be a fool or a genius, because a fool doesn't worry about the society. He doesn't think seriously about the society and the people around, what they think of about him, right? He'll go ahead, because he's fool. He'll go ahead. And a genius, because he transcends society. He knows that society is full of shallow-minded people. Society is not set to the highest standard. He won't bother to satisfy the society. These two people will break man-made laws. They won't bother. And they will actually turn towards God and spiritual path. So we are all in between. That's the problem. We are all in between. So, societies and governments are also based on bad generalization. What are the bad generalizations that governments are based on? You just see today, every government in the world, they want to achieve development and progress. Particularly in India, a democratic government like this, states or center, they want to achieve progress and wants to show it to the people. Because you have to come back to power again. So I have to show something to people. Next time when you go for votes, you have to show to people something. What do you want to show? Development, physical development, material development, infrastructure development. So they invest all the money in that direction and they go for election again. So this is what we have done. Okay, this much of progress we have achieved. Now you give us vote again. So in the process, because the government they don't understand for a moment that through all these interventions, they won't be able to enhance the experience of life of people. That's why they don't invest in by iota on culture or spirituality. Because it cannot be shown. It can't be shown. And it also requires great strength to show. You want to become like Mahatma Gandhi, then it's become possible to see you. I set my life actually as standard for you. You imitate. So you lead to extraordinary simple life you need to lead. Through your life, you have to set yourself as an example. Otherwise, preaching won't work. The government people preach, spirituality people will not listen. So you have to preach through your life. That is very difficult. At least if you show your life, if you show it through your integrity and honesty, and people may get inspired, but nobody has that kind of patience and that kind of desire or interest. So they want to show this physical development. To show this physical development, you need money. To get money, actually, you need to tax people. So you'll be taxing people because you want to show the development. Next time again, you have to come back to power. How will you ask votes again? This is the development that we have achieved. This much of money actually was spent on these developmental projects. And 5 years back, how it was and how it is now. Material terms you can easily show to the people. But other things like if you invest in culture, you won't be able to see it because they are not such tangible things in spirituality. That's why they won't invest on this. They won't invest on that because they won't be able to show it to people that easily. That's why they will struggle and struggle, however hard they might struggle. Sometimes people they don't vote because still I am unhappy. You say you have done this much of development, but I am not happy from within. My life has not changed much. You can't really satisfy the desires of a single individual in the world. But everybody has that insatiable craving. When any government or an individual in the government thinks that he or she can satisfy the people by showing this kind of development, they are in a delusion. Okay, maybe if the other party is not even this good, then you might vote for the same party again, but not seeing this development. You will say that I am not happy from within. So otherwise today actually everybody has basic necessary life satisfied. But again, they change the governments. Why? You are not happy from within. That's why Plato said, only if a philosopher becomes ruler, then people have true happiness and joy. Because he will set himself as an example for us to emulate, because the leader or the king or the ruler knows actually where lies the happiness. So he will not be going for the material things, because when the king himself is not actually going for the material things, the people also won't go for it. They will also search happiness from within. They will lead contented lives. The king, the ruler himself actually is not going for luxury, then people also won't go for it. Then there is no competition, there is no rat race. Ruler himself doesn't want. He's sitting on a throne, but it's like a fakir is sitting. And people also will imitate, will do the same. But today it's not the case, right? You know the conditions. They believe that only physical development is a development. And that will help people attain peace and satisfaction and happiness. It is not happening. Sometimes they are voted to power and sometimes again they are dethroned. It happens, but no. So these are the bad generalizations that governments are based on. Thinking that physical development will give us happiness. It will never. It is intellectual and spiritual culture that is needed to enhance the experience of life. The joy you have to draw from within. Not the material things that you accumulated around that will give you happiness and joy. Joy is a state of mind. You need to know how to manipulate the mind. But in our culture, we insist on transcending the mind, conquering the mind. Beyond the psychological space lies the spiritual space, which is perfect, which is infinite, which is immortal, which is very subtle. So every individual, every human being has this potential, has the capacity to become one with his maker, to become one with the source of the universe, not an ordinary possibility. Subjective experience. That people, they become really powerful. If you touch spirit, you will become really powerful. As far as the manipulation of matter is concerned, you can do anything you want, but they will not do it. They talk about siddhis. This Anima, Garima. You can become the smaller than the smallest, bigger than the biggest. During the Mahabharata, when Bhima was going to get that Saugandhika Pushpa flower for Draupadi, on the way he meets his brother Hanuman. So Hanuman was there in that plantain grove. So Bhima had to cross that actually to reach to that lake where the Saugandhika flowers were there. So Hanuman was sitting on the way. Bhima thought, "Hey, this old monkey is on my path." So he asks, "Make way for me, old monkey." Then Hanuman says that I am too old. So you jump over me and then go. Then Bhima says that I don't want to jump over any creature because every creature actually is a tabernacle of God. There is soul and Atman in every creature. I can't do that. So make way. And then Hanuman says, I am too old to get up. So please hold my tail and remove my tail and actually make your way. Pull me out from the path by holding my tail and then you go your way. So Bhima tries but he fails. First with left hand he tries to pull him out from the path. Then he tries with both the hands. Nothing works. So then he understands that this is not an ordinary monkey. Then he bows before Hanuman and says, "You must be Apsaras, Gandharva, Kinnara, Siddha. Who are you?" And then Hanuman reveals his real nature that I am Hanuman. And then Bhima expresses desire. You just show me the form, your great form, with which actually you had leapt across the sea. And Hanuman says that that was in Treta Yuga. Okay, now this is the opera. So all wise people, they do according to the times. You don't insist on seeing my giant form. Okay. So Hanuman was not willing to show that form. Then Bhima insists that you must show me the form. I am your brother. Otherwise, I will not leave this place. Then Hanuman agrees and shows the real form. He becomes bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And he attained to that size. And afterwards, actually, he says to Bhima, you can't see beyond this. You can't see beyond this with your physical eyes. I can keep extending my form like this for an infinite period of time. But you can see only up to this much. So that's actually the infinite. See, he had shown his power. Then he diminishes his size again. So today we read all this as a fiction, but once you touch the spirit, you can't do anything. If you really want to manipulate matter, you can. But I don't care to manipulate because they're fully self-established. And no craving of any sort to display or to prove something to somebody. Only when you approve do I experience the peace or what? No. Why should I prove myself to you? Because you and I disappeared for them. You are also just a tiny manifestation of the same spirit. I am also the manifestation of the same spirit. I have attained to my real nature and your real nature and my real nature and one and the same. You are yet to attain your real nature. That's all. When I don't see any differentiation or duality, where is the desire of showing myself off to you? That desire won't be there with them. So here, Hanuman did not agree in the beginning, but because Bhima insisted, because he was his brother, he had shown his real form and the other form that which was possible to him. So, that is total fulfillment. That is real progress. But you will find it too big and great and objective. Why all this corruption, all this inefficiency in the system? All this is because of this. Because the rulers are not philosophers. They don't understand where lies happiness. And I think physical development is the only development, and cultural and spiritual development of people is not important. And that is individual. You leave it to them. That's all this race. So much of stress, so much of anxiety. Everybody is searching for happiness. At the end of the day, nobody is happy. We are searching for it on a physical plane. It is not there. This is a simple lesson of life. But to learn this simple lesson of life, it takes eons for people. Everybody wants to satisfy the society. Everybody wants to live like their neighbor. You just see the kind of inventions that we have done in the last 200 years. A great many inventions, right? So much of manipulation of matter. So many comforts and conveniences, appliances we have brought into existence. Why have we done all this? The objective actually was to have more leisure at our disposal, right? Why do we invent all these things? We will have more leisure. Why you want leisure? Because when you have leisure, you can have intellectual and spiritual development. That is the idea. You don't want to work 16 hours a day, right? That's why we have invented machines. You don't want to work that much physical labor, manual labor. Why should I do? So you have invented a shortcut. Instead of you working for 16 hours a day, the machine does it for you in a half an hour or 5 minutes. And then you have more time at your disposal so that you can use the time for some other purpose for intellectual and spiritual growth. But the reverse has happened. People don't have leisure at their disposal. Running all the time. Swami says, Swami Vivekananda, without leisure, no intellectual or spiritual development is possible. Today, people are not even reading books. So, intellectual development is also forgotten. Forget about spiritual development. That requires sadhana, that requires a kind of taste. A little spiritual seed must be there. Forget about spiritual development, intellectual development also becomes so difficult because you don't have leisure. You have to be on the run all the time. Why this has happened? Because of urbanization and luxury that is available for the modern man. So this urbanization has increased the need for money. Things become costly because huge number of population actually has congregated on particular place. Housing becomes costly. Other necessities of life becomes costly. Education becomes costly. Health becomes costly. And so to pay for all this, and also you want to have all the things that your neighbor has. You want to be, on par with the person who is just living next to you. And so more money is required. And that's the reason actually more struggle. You have to put in more effort. And that's why no leisure at your disposal. Otherwise, all these things we have invented with one purpose. We'll have more time on our hands so that we can use that time for intellectual and spiritual growth. But the reverse has happened because of this urbanization and the luxury that we have created. Infinite luxury is available for people. That's the reason. So the luxury that I will be able to enjoy is directly proportional to the money that I will gain. That's why nobody is contented. You want to have more and more and more. If you achieve all that, if you earn that by dharma, it's okay. But now you are in such a hurry because this is the only life I have. And let me make the best of life. Let me enjoy as much luxury as possible. Let me provide as much physical comfort as possible to this body. And then, when it's not possible to earn money by dharmic or righteous means and by dubious means, corruption. And what happens if you do that? You have to pay because law of karma. Dharma is important. If you want to progress spiritually, if you want to go towards the truth, dharma is important. Dharma is the basis. Once you transgress dharma, you'll have to pay. You'll have to reap the consequences of your wrong action. That's how actually the universe is designed. And people are not even bothered about that because who has seen that there is a next birth and all these things? Law of causation is there. Law of karma is there. This is a fundamental doctrine of Sanatana Dharma. Rishis have actually discovered these laws that are there in this universe. So don't transgress them. Man-made laws you can transgress and you can escape. But this is the divine law, the spiritual law. None escape the law, Swami says. Good, good and bad, bad. Law of karma cannot be hoodwinked, he said. You can't escape the eye of the divine, the cosmic consciousness. So these are in a hurry because the societies are not based on bad generalization. They are based on bad generalizations. The governments are also based on bad generalizations. Physical progress is the only progress. Intellectual progress, spiritual progress of the people, you must strive for. You must help them to achieve that. Money must be invested for culture and spiritual progress and development. Spiritual sadhanas must be taught to people when they are young. You must help them to get a taste for that. That is also not being done. The kind of education that we get only actually helps us to multiply our wants. It is in the very nature of the mind to seek more and more, to have multiple desires. In addition to that, as if that is not sufficient, the education that we gain further stokes the flame. So and everybody has so many desires, and the means to achieve those desires are very limited. Then tension, then stress, then anxiety. Or otherwise, once the basic necessities of life satisfied, yes, turn into the intellectual, spiritual plane. It's not costly. It's free. If you turn your attention, all the leisure, that extra time you have on your hands, towards intellectual and spiritual dimensions, not anybody can cultivate meditation. Anybody can do. You will get the infinite, and that gives you highest peace and happiness, and it takes you beyond death. Is that not sufficient? Whatever that you might achieve, okay, in this physical world, that will not save you from death. But there is one thing that saves you from death also. That is the spiritual attainment. Once you experience the spirit, body, and mind becomes two, covers outward appendages. You can just set them aside, but still you exist as infinite. Rather, when you attain to that state, these two will become so abominable, so detestable, so loathsome, so disgusting. You prefer to get out of these two as early as possible after attaining to that state. Before that, we hold on to this because this is only, I understand when I say I am. Only physical and psychological, I understand. If you get rid of this sexual, what it's committing, suicide like that. I'm killing myself, it's like that. But once you attain to the spiritual nature, you will not bother to preserve the physical body or the mind, the psychological body. Because now by experience you know that you are something beyond the body and mind. Not actually scriptures have to tell you or somebody else has to tell you. You have understood it for yourself by experience. You have done the spiritual sadhana and you have gotten to the core of your being. And you don't need anything thereafter. That's why it's very important to have contentment. And then the extra time that you get because of the contentment that you have developed, invest it on intellectual and spiritual planes. There is a story in Buddha's Jataka tale, one of the previous lives tale of Buddha, Bodhisattva. In one of his previous births, he was born as a big bull in a farmer's house. Big Red, he was called. There is a brother, small red. Probably they were red bulls, red in color. Big red and small red. And that farmer had a pig also. All the drought work these two brothers would do for the farmer. The Bodhisattva, the big red, and his brother, small red. All the work, all the agricultural work, tilling the soil and everything, done by uh, carrying the grains from fields to house. Everything was done by these two. But the farmer would give only dry grass for these two bulls. Whereas he would feed the pig with oil cake and other rich, dainty dishes kind of thing. And one day, the small red was annoyed seeing this, and he complains to his brother, "Oh, brother, the Bodhisattva, the big red, you just see, we do all the drought work for the farmer, but the farmer gives only this dry grass for us. And whereas, actually, just see how he's feeding the pig. He's feeding the pig with oil cake and so many other things, with rice food, cooked rice." And then the big red says, "Oh, my brother, don't feel jealous of." That pig's name was Monica. Don't feel jealous of Monica. Monica is eating the food of death, he says. What is that food of death? The small red asks. See, farmer is fattening the Monica. He's feeding the Monica with oil cake because next month there is a marriage. Farmer is going to marry his daughter. And he wants to entertain his guests with actually rich food, with nice meat. And he would cut this Monica. The poor Monica is eating the food of death. So don't feel jealous of Monica's food. The same thing. Just as the big red predicted, Bodhisattva predicted, and next month there was marriage in his home. To entertain the guests, actually he killed the pig, the farmer, and prepared a nice dish and fed them. And then he says to younger brother, you just see. So the Monica, poor Monica, ate the food of death and cut short its life. So don't actually envy or covet the properties of your neighbor. If you want to be like your neighbor, you may be cutting short your life. If somebody else has more than you and you want to be like him, and then you'll struggle. Maybe because of his previous good karma, he had attained that without much effort. Maybe for you to reach the same level of material standard of life, you may have to struggle more. You may have to invest your whole life. Still, you may not be able to attain, right? Why comparison? You just be contented. If food is not there, then okay. It's the cause for worry, cause of concern. Basic things are there. Fine. We just see what kind of love Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa led. Last class we told that Maratha saints, so many people, they never bothered to manipulate the matter. Okay, food is taken care of. Basic things are given to you. When you have come into the world, Lord will provide you. It's His duty and His responsibility. After all, He is our father and mother. So all the struggle is because I want to be like my neighbor. This comparison is unfounded. But how can that be, Swamiji, as we are living in society? Is it possible? Yes, this is possible. You don't worry about the opinion of the society on you. Fine, it's possible. You remove the idea from your mind that I should satisfy society. That's all. You're free now. You're free. You have so much of time at your leisure. Right. Only in India it becomes possible to lead, that kind of life. We are doing Anadana, right? So the last year actually, some people came to me. As Swamiji, we are trying to, we are an organization which works for the eradication of beggary. He said, okay, we don't want to see beggars in society. We want to remove begging from the society and the country. Then I told them, actually, you have come to a wrong place. I myself, I'm a beggar. So you come to a beggar and ask him. So, right? We worship beggars in this country. Shiva was considered the first beggar, Adi Bhikshu. Buddha is considered another beggar, Mahabhikshu, the great beggar. Right? We worship fakirs. A strange thing happens in this country. Shirdi Baba, people are going thousands to Shirdi today. What was he? What kind of life he led? A beggar, right? Fakir. You worship fakirs and you accumulate so much here. Why? You worship beggars ultimately in the end. Buddha, you worship means what? A beggar you are worshipping. Ramana Maharshi, only loin cloth. Okay, ultimate beggar. You want to accumulate things, again you can't part with them. Okay, you accumulate and have the heart and to part with that also. You have as much as you really want, as much as you really can consume, can spend for yourself. The remaining things and the rest, anyway, you won't be able to enjoy that. You won't be able to use it for yourself or your immediate family members. At least part with that. Some punya will come, some merit will come. That also you can't do. You can only accumulate, you only know how to accumulate, but you can't part with that. And then that is entanglement. Okay? Like the caterpillar that builds a nest around it and cannot come out of it. And imprisons itself and dies in that. That's how many people are leading lives. You accumulate, but they can't part with it. Can they enjoy all the things that they accumulate? No, they can't even enjoy. But again, they can't give it to others also who don't have basic necessities. Then why do you accumulate in the first place, which you cannot part with? Here you are worshipping beggars, and then you accumulate, and you can't disseminate, I can't distribute. Paradoxical lives, not reflecting. You don't reflect and you don't think. We are just getting carried away by the current. No originality, no original thinking. You just analyze the nature of life, how great people have lived. Why can't we lead? Why can't we follow in their footsteps? If we think on that, the real wisdom comes. Wisdom comes. There are so many stories in Buddha's life and also the lives of other saints. The one great problem in the today's society is insecurity. As soon as a child is born, the parents think about what is a good school. Okay, anyway, you can't ask the child for his opinion. After 4 or 5 years, when put the child in the school, the parents actually instill fear in the child's mind by saying that it's very difficult to live in this world. How will you live? How will you live? Okay. As if to earn 2 square meals per day, as if that is so difficult. How will you live? How will you live? You're living in a very competitive world. You must work hard, then only you have survival. Otherwise, you will perish. This is the kind of doctrine, this is the kind of teaching that the parents infuse into the child's mind. And naturally, the fear starts building up the child. And I will set this goal for the child. Should get high marks. Then only you'll survive. Otherwise you'll perish. Then the race started. Then the race started. It ends only with death, not before. So there is a beautiful story. I have narrated it before, but again I want to tell you in Buddha's life only. The great flight of the bees. How we live, that story actually wonderfully demonstrate how we live in today's society. So, in one of his previous births, Buddha was born as a lion, a great lion. He was the leader of the forest. He was living in the Western Ghats. So one day he saw, when he came out of the den and he was just gamboling, looking at beautiful nature, suddenly he saw all the animals were running towards the sea. Western Ghats and Arabian Sea is next. The first time he saw a strange spectacle. Elephants, tigers, bears, buffaloes, deers, wild boars, rabbits, bears, all the animals in great fright they were running towards the sea as if they wanted to commit suicide in en masse. All of the animals wanted to jump into the sea and commit suicide. It all appeared like that. They were running with such speed. He was surprised. What happened? What calamity had befallen these animals? They were running with such fright. Then he joined them. Then he ran and actually overtook all of these animals. And then turned towards them and shouted, "Stop! Where are you going? I'm the king of the forest. You should have informed if you have any fear, if any calamity has befallen upon you. Why are you running towards the sea like this, as if you all want to commit suicide?" And then he asked the strongest animal, a tiger, what happened? The tiger said, "I don't know. Elephants started running and we just imitated elephants." We asked the elephants, "We don't know." The buffaloes started running, we imitated the buffaloes. And he asked the buffaloes, "We don't know." He said, "The bears, we started aping the bears. Bears were running in fright, we just joined them." He asked the bears, "We don't know." The deers actually created this panic in us. Run, 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 they were telling, and so we also joined them. And then he turned towards the deer. Deer said, "We don't know." The boars actually started running. They said, "Run, run, run, save your life, otherwise you will be perished." So we started following the boars. Then boars, he asked. And then boars showed the rabbits actually were shouting that, "Run and save your life, run and save your life." So we started following the rabbit. And then he asked the rabbits. Then he said, all those rabbits pointed out to a tiny rabbit. Okay, this tiny rabbit started saying that earth is collapsing, run and save your life. Earth is collapsing and run and save your life. So we joined because it started running in fright. First, it all happened with that small rabbit. Then Buddha, the Bodhisattva, understood and he said, "What happened?" Then tiny rabbit was shivering. "Don't fear. You just tell me what happened." So he took the tiny rabbit on his back and then ran to the place. Rabbit was showing like that, there. So Buddha was, just show me the place, what happened. Then he went to the place where the tiny rabbit was living. There actually there was a palm tree and a bilwa tree, both in the same row, side by side. So this rabbit was living at the bottom of that palm tree, with the base of the palm tree. And suddenly it had a dream. Before getting up, it had a dream that earth was collapsing. So how I would save my life? Earth was collapsing. Bad dream, a nightmare. And it opened its eyes. And suddenly actually that bilwa fruit, a ripened bilwa fruit fell on a dry palm leaf and made sound thud. That's all. So because at the time when dream was about to break, it was going on in its mind that earth was collapsing, and now it heard the sound. Yes, it's true, earth was collapsing. Now I have to save my life. So it started running in panic, shouting to all the animals around. That's saying that earth is collapsing, save your life. Earth is collapsing, save your life. So all the animals joined, one by one, one by one. So then Buddha comes back, the Bodhisattva comes back and tells all the animals, this is what happened. No, earth is collapsing, everything is fine and perfect. Okay? Go back to your dens, go back to your places and live happy lives, he told. Today, we are also conducting ourselves like that. Vivekananda beautifully says, how are we conducting our lives? Like a thief pursued by a policeman, he says. Like a thief pursued by a policeman. So because thief cannot look this way or that way, right? Because behind there is a policeman, he has to escape him. He can't look this way or that way. He has to walk straight, run. We are conducting ourselves like that, he says. Have come with this much of intelligence, this much of brains, the most beautiful of Lord's creation. Okay, but the way we lead our lives, maybe sometimes we have to learn lessons from animals. They are conducting themselves more gracefully. It may be a little, harsh, but I am saying this. With all our boast of knowledge, with all our boast of education, with all our boast of development, this much of tension and anxiety, stress means the fundamentals are not correct. What happened to our intelligence? What happened to genius? We are on the top of the pyramid. We are the most intelligent animal, most intelligent species of God's creation. Where have we gone wrong? We need to think, we need to reflect. How much we need just for the physical sustenance. We don't know where to invest the remaining time and energy. That's the problem. So then, because of the stress and anxiety, then the other consequences, when there is so much of stress in the mind, then naturally physical diseases will come. Okay, sooner or later it will manifest as disease at physical level. When we think it is natural, we think it is natural. No, it is not natural. It is unnatural. It is our own making. Lord never meant, you know, that man should lead this kind of life. We have made it like this. We made a mess of life. The fundamentals are not clear. So God actually, just for an experiment, He has given us more intelligence. The animals, they don't have this kind of trouble because their intelligence is very low. They are very dull. Just for an experiment, God has given us, this animal, more intelligence. That's all. The use problem. We're confused. How to use this intelligence? Way to use. A little more intelligence and a little more freedom. That has become a big problem. Our intelligence has turned against us, as it were. That means we have gone wrong somewhere, and then we have to fix that first. So it's very important that you increase the spiritual aspiration. More number of spiritual seekers we need, nobody else. More people who understand, who don't care to satisfy the society, who want to work upon themselves. People who want to work upon themselves, they will change the course of human civilization. But their number is very small now, too small. The percentage must be increased. There was a point, there was a time in India's history, 30% of the people used to be ascetics, men of renunciation, conscious seekers after truth. They would be all around to see for the rest of the people. So for the rest of the householders, it would be very easy to follow them. So anyway, the things of the world are very temporary and transient. And this is the life of a monk, life of a renunciate. They would follow the example. They were leading household lives, but they were contented. All the extra time they would invest only for intellectual and spiritual development. So there was no tension for them. We have to give up everything, whatever you accumulate, whatever you achieve here. One day you have to get out of this world. This is a very brief happening. Everybody had that understanding. So they would hold on to Dharma. And because I have to evolve from this birth to next birth, next birth to next birth, I need a higher birth, higher life. That will be possible only if I lead a dharmic life. If I conduct myself according to Dharma, then only it becomes possible for me to get a higher birth. They all had the understanding, they would conduct themselves in that way. So, societies, great societies we could create. But something actually has gone wrong somewhere down the line. And now that's the reason. We are modern, we are in 21st century, but we are not as joyful as the generation that lived before us, though we have so many conveniences and comforts compared to them. We can enjoy these things, and if you want to have more peace and happiness than what they had enjoyed, the only way is to become spiritual. You have to come to the spiritual path, that's the only way. You must learn to worship these fakirs consciously, these beggars. Okay? So, beggary is, after all, not a bad profession. People actually consciously wanted to become beggars because beggar is held in very low esteem. Beggar is held in very low esteem. I want to be esteemed very low so that I will get out of the pride or the ego or the I consciousness. It's not easy to beg. I will give you a begging bowl and you go and beg across the streets. People will shun you. Go, go, go away, they will tell. It's not easy to bear that taunt, that disdainful look. So it will hit you somewhere. Okay, it requires great strength to beg. Because that is the lowest calling for sure. But people consciously, voluntarily wanted that lowest calling so that you can kill this ego. A root cause of all suffering. I am the lower than the lowest. That is self effacement, self abnegation. When you attain that complete self abnegation, you are in bliss, you are in ananda, you are the infinite. So let us worship now these fakirs, these beggars, these mystics, these mendicants consciously. That's not an ordinary thing. Only evolved people can do that. So let us prove that we are evolved human beings by doing all these things consciously. Today we shall stop here. So just we shall meditate for 1 minute before we disperse.
समदर्शन प्रेमार्पण समदर्शन। ॐ ह्रीं ऋतं त्वमचल गुणजेत गुणेड्यः नक्तं दिवं सकरुणं तव पाद पद्मं मोहं कर्षं बहुकृतं न भजे यतोऽहं तस्मात् त्वमेव शरणं मम दीनबन्धो भक्तिर्भगश्च भजनं भवभेद कार्ये गच्छन्त्यलं सुविपुलं गमनाय तत्त्वं वक्त्रोद्धृतोऽपि हृदये न च भाति किञ्चित् तस्मात् त्वमेव शरणं मम दीनबन्धो तेजस्तरन्ति तरसा त्वयि तृप्त तृष्णा रागे कृते ऋतपथे त्वयि राम कृष्णे मर्त्यामृतं तव पदं मरणोर्मि नाशं तस्मात् त्वमेव शरणं मम दीनबन्धो कृत्यं करोति कलुषं कुहकान्त कार्ये श्रान्तं शिवं सुविमलं तव नाम नाथ यस्मादहं त्वशरणो जगदेक गम्या तस्मात् त्वमेव शरणं मम दीनबन्धो ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्म स्वरूपिणे अवतार वरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। ॐ नमः श्री भगवते रामकृष्णाय नमो नमः। ॐ नमः श्री भगवते रामकृष्णाय नमो नमः। ॐ नमः श्री भगवते रामकृष्णाय नमो नमः। सर्वमङ्गल माङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थ साधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरे नारायणी नमोस्तुते। सृष्टि स्थिति विनाशानां शक्तिभूते सनातनी गुणाश्रये गुणमये नारायणी नमोस्तुते। शरणागत दीनार्ता परित्राण परायणे सर्वस्यार्थे हरे देवी नारायणी नमोस्तुते। जय नारायणी नमोस्तुते। जय नारायणी नमोस्तुते। जय नारायणी नमोस्तुते। जय नारायणी नमोस्तुते। प्रकृतिं परमाम् अभयां वरदां नररूपधरां जनतापहरां शरणागतसेवक तोषकरीं प्रणमामि परां जननीं जगतां गुणहीनसुतां अपराधयुतां कृपयाद्य समुद्धर मोहगतां तरणीं भवसागर पारकरीं प्रणमामि परां जननीं जगतां विषयं कुसुमं परिहृत्य सदा चरणाम्बुरुहामृतशान्तिसुधा पिब भृङ्गमनो भवरोगहरां प्रणमामि परां जननीं जगतां कृपां कुरु महादेवी सुतेषु प्रणतेषु च चरणाश्रयदानेन कृपामयि नमोऽस्तु ते लज्जापटावृते नित्यं शारदे ज्ञानदायिके पापेभ्यो नः सदा रक्ष कृपामयि नमोऽस्तु ते रामकृष्णगतप्राणां
तन्नाम श्रवणप्रिया
तद्भावरञ्जिताकारान् प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः पवित्रं चरितं यस्या पवित्रं जीवनं तथा पवित्रता स्वरूपिण्यै तस्यै कुर्मो नमो नमः देवीं प्रसन्नां प्रणतार्त्रिहन्त्रीं योगीन्द्रपूज्यां युगधर्मपात्रीं तां शारदां भक्तिविज्ञानदात्रीं दयास्वरूपां प्रणमामि नित्यं स्नेहेन वदनासि मानोऽस्मदीयं दोषान् शेषान् सगुणीकरोषि आहेतुनानो दयसे सदोषान् स्वाङ्के गृहीत्वा यदिदं विचित्रं प्रसीद मातर्विनयेन याचे नित्यं भव स्नेहवती सुतेषु प्रेमैकविन्दुं चिरदार्धचित्ते भीषिञ्च चित्तं कुरु न सुशान्तम् जननीं शारदां देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयोः श्रित्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः।
పేజ్ 9 9. जय गणेश गणनाथ दयानिधि, जय गणेश गणनाथ दयानिधि, जय गणेश गणनाथ दयानिधि, जय गणेश गणनाथ दयानिधि, सकल विघ्न कर दूर हमारे, सकल विघ्न कर दूर हमारे, जय गणेश गणनाथ दयानिधि, जय गणेश गणनाथ दयानिधि। प्रथम धरे जो ध्यान तुम्हारे, 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 तिसके पूर्ण कारज सारे, प्रथम धरे जो ध्यान तुम्हारे, तिसके पूर्ण कारज सारे, जय गणेश गणनाथ दयानिधि, जय गणेश गणनाथ दयानिधि। लंबोदर गजवदन मनोहर, लंबोदर गजवदन मनोहर, लंबोदर गजवदन मनोहर, लंबोदर गजवदन मनोहर, कर त्रिशूल परशुवर धारे, लंबोदर गजवदन मनोहर, कर त्रिशूल परशुवर धारे, जय गणेश गणनाथ दयानिधि, जय गणेश गणनाथ दयानिधि। रिद्धि सिद्धि दो चावर डोलावे, रिद्धि सिद्धि दो चावर डोलावे, बुद्धि सिद्धि दो चावर डोलावे, मूषकवाहन परम सुखारे बुद्धि
सिद्धिदो चमर डुलावे मूषकवाहन परम सुखारे
जय गणेश गणनाथ दयानिधि
जय
गणेश गणनाथ दयानिधि ब्रह्मादिक सुरध्यावत मन में ब्रह्मादिक
सुरध्यावत मन में
ब्रह्मादिक सुरध्यावत मन में ब्रह्मादिक
सुरध्यावत मन में
ऋषि मुनि गण सब दास तुम्हारे ब्रह्मादिक
सुरध्यावत मन में ऋषि मुनि गण सब दास तुम्हारे
जय गणेश गणनाथ दयानिधि जय गणेश
गणनाथ दयानिधि
ब्रह्मानंद सहाय करो नित
ब्रह्मानंद सहाय करो नित
ब्रह्मानंद सहाय करो नित
ब्रह्मानंद सहाय करो नित
भक्त जनों के तुम रखवारे
ब्रह्मानंद सहाय करो नित भक्त जनों के
तुम रखवारे जय गणेश गणनाथ दयानिधि जय गणेश गणनाथ दयानिधि सकल विघ्न कर दूर हमारे सकल विघ्न कर दूर हमारे जय गणेश गणनाथ दयानिधि जय गणेश गणनाथ दयानिधि जय गणेश गणनाथ दयानिधि। पेज 36 36 शंकर श्री गिरिनाथ प्रभु के 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 नृत्य विराजत चित्र सभा में, नृत्य विराजत चित्र सभा में, नृत्य विराजित चित्र सभा में, नृत्य विराजित चित्र सभा में, शंकर श्री गिरिनाथ प्रभु के, शंकर श्री गिरिनाथ प्रभु के। भस्म त्रिनेत्र गले रुंडमाला, भस्म त्रिनेत्र गले रुंडमाला, भूतन के संग नाचत भृंगी, भस्म त्रिनेत्र गले रुंडमाला, भूतन के संग नाचत भृंगी, भूतन के संग नाचत भृंगी, भूतन के संग नाचत भृंगी, शंकर श्री गिरिनाथ प्रभु के, शंकर श्री गिरिनाथ प्रभु के। तनन तकीट तका श्रुति गति राजे, 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 पद्मनाभ मन कमल विराजे, तनन तकीट तका श्रुति गति राजे, पद्मनाभ मन कमल विराजे, पद्मनाभ मन कमल विराजे, पद्मनाभ मन कमल विराजे, शंकर श्री गिरिनाथ प्रभु के, शंकर श्री गिरिनाथ प्रभु के, शंकर श्री गिरिनाथ प्रभु के, शंकर श्री गिरिनाथ प्रभु के। नृत्य विराजत चित्र सभा में, नृत्य विराजत चित्र सभा में, शंकर श्री गिरिनाथ प्रभु के, शंकर श्री गिरिनाथ प्रभु के, शंकर श्री गिरिनाथ प्रभु के, शंकर श्री गिरिनाथ प्रभु के। नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर, 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 हर हर शंकर महादेवा, हर हर शंकर महादेवा, ओम हर हर शंकर महादेवा, हर हर शंकर महादेवा, हर हर 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 महादेवा, महादेवा, हर 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 शिव शिव सदा शिवा
शिव 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 सदा शिवा
शिव 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 सदा शिवा
शिव 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 सदा शिवा
सदा शिवा महादेवा
सदा शिवा महादेवा
महादेवा सदा शिवा
महादेवा सदा शिवा
महादेवा सदा शिवा
महादेवा सदा शिवा
नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर नमः
पार्वती पतये हर हर
नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर
नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर
हर हर शंकर महादेवा
हर हर शंकर महादेवा
ओम हर हर शंकर महादेवा
हर हर शंकर महादेवा
हर हर 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 महादेवा
शिव 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 सदा शिवा
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 सदा शिवा महादेवा
सदा शिवा
महादेवा महादेवा सदा शिवा
महादेवा सदा शिवा
महादेवा सदा शिवा
महादेवा सदा शिवा
ओम हर 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 महादेवा
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 हर 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 महादेवा
शिव 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 सदा शिवा
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 सदा शिवा महादेवा
सदा शिवा महादेवा
महादेवा सदा शिवा
महादेवा सदा शिवा
सदा शिवा महादेवा
सदा शिवा महादेवा
महादेवा सदा शिवा
महादेवा
सदा शिवा
పేజ్ 76
ॐ సకలము నీ తలపే జరిగింతువు అటువలెనే సకలము నీ తలపే జరిగింతువు అటువలెనే సకలము నీ తలపే జరిగింతువు అటువలెనే సకలము నీ తలపే జరిగింతు అటువలెనే నీ పనులను నీ ఒనరు పతాజేసితిమని తలతురు మా నీ పనులను నీ ఒనరు పతాజేసితిమని తలతురు మా పంకమందు కూరునట్లు భద్రగజమును బంధింతువు పంకమందు కూరునట్లు భద్రగజమును బంధింతు పంకమందు కూరునట్లు భద్రగజమును బంధింతువు పంకమందు కూరునట్లు భద్రగజమును బంధింతు కుంటివానిని దూకింతువు కొండలాపై పైకి కూడా మా కుంటివానిని దూకింతు కొండలాపై పైకి కూడా మా పూలతోతు నీ ఒకరిని ఘోర భవాఘాతమందు పూలద్రోతు నీ ఒకరిని ఘోర భవాఘాతమందు పూలద్రోతు నీ ఒకరిని ఘోర భవాఘాతమందు పూలద్రోతు నీ ఒకరిని ఘోర భవాఘాతమందు ఎక్కింతు వేరొకరిని ఎనలేని బ్రహ్మపథము మా ఎక్కింతు వేరొకరిని ఎనలేని బ్రహ్మపథము మా నే యంత్రము నీవు యంత్రి నే గృహమును నీవు గృహిణి నే యంత్రము నీవు యంత్రి నే గృహమును నీవు గృహిణి నే యంత్రము నీవు యంత్రివి నే గృహమును నీవు గృహిణివి నే యంత్రము నీవు యంత్రి నే గృహమును నీవు గృహిణి నే రథమును నీవు రథివి ఎటు నడపెదవటే నడచెద మా నే రథమును నీవు రథివి ఎటు నడపెదవటే నడచెద మా సకలము నీ తలపే జరిగింతు అటువలెనే సకలము నీ తలపే జరిగింతు అటువలెనే నీ పనులను నీ ఒనరు పతాజేసితిమని తలతురుమా నీ పనులను నీ ఒనరు పతాజేసితిమని తలతురుమా నీ పనులను నీ ఒనరు పతాజేసితిమని తలతురుమా
202-202. এসেছে নূতন মানুষ দেখবি যদি আয় চলে, এসেছে নূতন মানুষ দেখবি যদি আয় চলে, তার বিবেক বৈরাগ্য ঝুলে দুই কাঁধে সদা ঝুলে, তার বিবেক বৈরাগ্য ঝুলে দুই কাঁধে সদা ঝুলে, এসেছে নূতন মানুষ দেখবি যদি আয় চলে, এসেছে নূতন মানুষ দেখবি যদি আয় চলে। শ্রীবদনে মামবণি পড়ি গঙ্গা সলিলে, শ্রীবদনে মামবণি পড়ি গঙ্গা সলিলে, শ্রীবদনে মামবণি পড়ি গঙ্গা সলিলে,
শ্রীবদনে মামবণি পড়ি গঙ্গা সলিলে,
ব্রহ্মময়ী গেল মাদিন, ব্রহ্মময়ী গেল মাদিন দেখা তো নাহি দিলে, ব্রহ্মময়ী গেল মাদিন দেখা তো নাহি দিলে, ব্রহ্মময়ী গেল মাদিন দেখা তো নাহি দিলে, এসেছে নূতন মানুষ যদি আয় চলে, এসেছে নূতন মানুষ যদি আয় চলে, তার বিবেক বৈরাগ্য ঝুলে দুই কাঁধে সদা ঝুলে, তার বিবেক
বৈরাগ্য ঝুলে দুই কাঁধে সদা ঝুলে,
এসেছে নূতন মানুষ দেখবি যদি আয় চলে, এসেছে নূতন মানুষ দেখবি যদি আয় চলে। নাস্তিক অজ্ঞানী নরে সরল কথায় শেখালে, নাস্তিক অজ্ঞানী নরে সরল কথায় শেখালে, নাস্তিক অজ্ঞানী নরে সরল কথায় শেখালে, নাস্তিক অজ্ঞানী নরে
সরল কথায় শিখালে,
জয় কালী সেই কৃষ্ণ, জয় কালী সেই কৃষ্ণ নাম বেদ এক মোলে, জয় কালী সেই কৃষ্ণ নাম বেদ এক মোলে, জয় কালী সেই কৃষ্ণ নাম বেদ এক মোলে, এসেছে নূতন মানুষ যদি আয় চলে, এসেছে নূতন মানুষ যদি আয় চলে, তার বিবেক বৈরাগ্য ঝুলে দুই কাঁধে সদা ঝুলে, তার বিবেক
বৈরাগ্য ঝুলে দুই কাঁধে সদা ঝুলে,
এসেছে নূতন মানুষ যদি আয় চলে, এসেছে নূতন মানুষ দেখবি যদি আয় চলে। एक वाटर पानी परिणाम दे जले, एक वाटर पानी परिणाम दे जले, एक वाटर पानी परिणाम दे जले, एक वाटर पानी
परिणाम दे जले,
अल्लगाड़ी शामुषा, अल्लगाड़ी शामुषा काली नाम दे बोले, अल्लगाड़ी शामुषा काली नाम भेद बोले, अल्लगाड़ी शामुषा काली नाम भेद बोले, এসেছে নূতন মানুষ দেখবি যদি আয় চলে, এসেছে নূতন মানুষ দেখতে যদি আয় চলে তার বিবেক বৈরাগ্য ঝুলি দুই কাঁধে সদা ঝুলে তার বিবেক
বৈরাগ্য ঝুলি দুই কাঁধে সদা ঝুলে।
এসেছে নূতন মানুষ দেখতে যদি আয় চলে, এসেছে নূতন মানুষ দেখতে যদি আয় চলে। দীনদনে মানি জ্ঞানী বিচারাই জাতি কুলে, দীনদনে মানি জ্ঞানী বিচারাই জাতি কুলে, দীনদনে মানি জ্ঞানী বিচারাই জাতি কুলে।
দীন ধনী মানি জ্ঞানী বিচার নাই জাতি কুলে।
আপন হারা পাগল পারা, আপন হারা পাগল পারা সরলে নেহা দিলে, আপন হারা পাগল পারা সরলে হারিলে, আপন হারা পাগল পারা সরলে নেহারিলে। এসেছে নূতন মানুষ যদি আয় চলে, এসেছে নূতন মানুষ যদি
আয় চলে
তার বিবেক বৈরাগ্য ঝুলি দুই কাঁধে সদা ঝুলে, তার
বিবেক বৈরাগ্য ঝুলে দুই কাঁধে সদা ঝুলে।
এসেছে নূতন মানুষ যদি আয় চলে, এসেছে নূতন মানুষ যদি আয় চলে। দুবাহ তলিয়ে ডাকে আয় রে তোরা আয় চলে, দুবাহ তলিয়ে ডাকে আয় রে তোরা আয় চলে, দুবাহ তলিয়ে ডাকে আয় রে তোরা আয় চলে, দুবাহ তলিয়ে ডাকে
আয় তোরা আয় চলে।
তোদের তরে কৃপা করে, তোদের তরে কৃপা করে বসে আজ বিরলে, তোদের তরে কৃপা করে বসে আজ বিরলে, তোদের তরে কৃপা করে বসে আজ বিরলে, যতন করে
কৃপা করে
বসে আজ বিরলে, যতন করি পারে তরি বেঁধেছি ভাবে তুলে, যতন করি পারে তরি বেঁধেছি ভাবের কুলে, যতন করি পারে তরি বেঁধেছি ভাবের কুলে, যতন করি পারে তরি বেঁধেছি ভাবের কুলে, যতন করি পারে তরি বেঁধেছি ভাবের কুলে। তোদের তরে কৃপা করে বসে আছি বিরলে, তোদের তরে কৃপা করে বসে আছি বিরলে, যতন করি পারে তরি বেঁধেছি ভবের কুলে, যতন করি পারে তরি বেঁধেছি ভবের কুলে। এসেছে নূতন মানুষ যদি আয় চলে, এসেছে নূতন মানুষ
যদি আয়
চলে, তার বিবেক বৈরাগ্য ঝুলি দুই কাঁধে সদা ঝুলে, তার বিবেক বৈরাগ্য ঝুলি দুই কাঁধে সদা ঝুলে। এসেছে নূতন মানুষ যদি আয় চলে, এসেছে নূতন মানুষ যদি আয় চলে। రెండు ఏడు నాలుగు 274 స్తోత్రం శ్రీ శారదాదేవి అష్టకం. దేవి ప్రసన్నవదనే కరుణావతారే దివ్యోజ్వల ద్యుతిమయీ त्रिजगज्जनित्री कल्याणकारिणि वरा भयदानशीले मातर्विराज सततं मम हृत्सरोजे ब्रह्मस्वरूपिणि शिवे शुभदे शरण्ये चैतन्यदायिनि भवाम्बुधिपारनेत्रे शान्तिप्रदे सुविमले सकलार्तिनाशे मातर्विराज सततं मम हृत्सरोजे वेदान्तवेद्यपरतत्त्वसुमूर्तरूपा आद्यन्तमध्यरहिता श्रुतिसारभूता एकाद्वया हि परमा प्रकृतिस्त्वमाद्या मातर्विराज सततं मम हृत्सरोजे मायामनुष्यतनुधारिणि विश्ववन्द्ये लीलाविलासकरिचिन्मय दिव्यरूपे सृष्टिस्थितिप्रलयकारिणि विश्वशक्ते मातर्विराज सततं मम हृत्सरोजे वैराग्यभक्तिवरदा भवतारिणी त्वं माङ्गल्यशान्तिनिलया ह्यमृतस्वरूपा विद्यापरा त्रिजगदुद्धरणैकश्चेतुर्मातर्विराज सततं मम हृत्सरोजे विश्वात्मिके परमपावनि सौम्यरूपे मोहान्धकारपरिहारिणि मोक्षदात्रे सर्वाश्रये भयहरे जगदेकगम्ये मातर्विराज सततं मम हृत्सरोजे श्रीरामकृष्णमय जीवित ईश्वरे त्वं तद्भावविग्रहमयि तदभिन्नसत्ता श्रीरामकृष्णमय पावकदीप्त्यशक्ते मातर्विराज सततं मम हृत्सरोजे सच्चित्सुखानुभवदायिनि बोधरूपे विश्वेश्वरी प्रणतपालिनि सिद्धिदात्रे श्रीशारदे भुवनमङ्गलदिव्यमूर्ते मातर्विराज सततं मम हृत्सरोजे मातर्विराज सततं मम हृत्सरोजे मातर्विराज सततं मम हृत्सरोजे। రెండు మూడు రెండు నాలుగు 3 to 4. వివేకానందుని సింహగర్జనం వివేకానందుని సింహగర్జనం వివేకానందుని సింహగర్జనం
వివేకానందుని సింహగర్జనం
భారత యువత వినుమా వజ్రపాతమిది అగ్ని మంత్రమిది
వజ్రపాతమిది అగ్ని మంత్రమిది
దివ్య తేజమిది కనుమా శక్తి పుంజమిది కనుమా దివ్య తేజమిది కనుమా వివేకానందుని సింహగర్జనం వివేకానందుని
సింహగర్జనం
భారత యువత వినుమా దీప్తిపాతమిది అగ్ని మంత్రమి వజ్రపాతమిది అగ్ని మంత్రమిది దివ్య తేజమిది కనుమా శక్తి పుంజమిది కనుమా దివ్య తేజమిది కనుమా ఇనుప కండరాల ఒక్కో నరము వజ్ర సంకల్పము వలెనో ఇనుప కండరాల ఒక్కో నరములు
వజ్ర సంకల్పము వలెనో
బలమే జీవనము ధైర్యమే మృత్యు బలమే జీవనము ధైర్యమే మృత్యు పిరికి రోదని కవలదో పిరికి రోదని కవలదో వివేకానందు సింహగర్జనం భారత యువత వినుమా వజ్రపాతమిది అగ్ని మంత్రమిది
వజ్రపాతమిది అగ్ని మంత్రమిది
దివ్య తేజమిది కనుమా శక్తి పుంజమిది కనుమా దివ్య తేజమిది కనుమా శక్తి సర్వస్వము నీలో నిక్షిప్తం సకలం నీకు సంభవము శక్తి సర్వస్వము నీలో నిక్షిప్తము సకలం నీకు సంభవము ఆది పరాశక్తి అమృత పుత్ర ఆది పరాశక్తి
అమృత పుత్ర
ఆదమరచీకని దురపోకుమా ఆదమరచీకని
నిదురపోకుమా
ఉత్తిష్ట భారతలెమ్మ యువత
ఆదమరచీకని నిదురపోకుమా
ఉత్తిష్ట భారతలెమ్మ యువత ఆత్మశ్రద్ధతో పదముందుకు ఇక
ఆత్మశ్రద్ధతో పదముందుకు ఇక
ఆత్మశ్రద్ధతో పదముందుకు ఇక
ఆత్మశ్రద్ధతో పదముందుకు ఇక
సంఖ్యలను ఛేదించు బంధాలను ఖండించు సంఖ్యలను ఛేదించు బంధాలను ఖండించు సంఖ్యలను ఛేదించు
బంధాలను ఖండించు
స్వామీజీ దీవెన వినుమా నిజ దివ్యత్వము కనుమా స్వామీజీ దీవెన వినుమా నిజ దివ్యత్వము కనుమా వివేకానందు సింహగర్జనం భారత యువత వినుమా వజ్రపాతమిది అగ్ని మంత్రమిది
వజ్రపాతమిది అగ్ని మంత్రమిది
దివ్య తేజమిది కనుమా शक्तिपुञ्जमिति कनुमा दिव्यतेजमिति कनुमा शक्तिपुञ्जमिति कनुमा दिव्यतेजमिति कनुमा शक्तिपुञ्जमिति कनुमा ॐ वीरेश्वराय विद्महे यतिराजाय धीमहि तन्नो विवेकानन्दः प्रचोदयात् ॐ वीरेश्वराय विद्महे यतिराजाय धीमहि तन्नो विवेकानन्दः प्रचोदयात् ॐ वीरेश्वराय विद्महे यतिराजाय धीमहि तन्नो विवेकानन्दः प्रचोदयात्। जय भगवान श्री रामकृष्ण देव की
जय
जय श्री शारदा माई की
जय
जय स्वामी विवेकानंद महाराज जी की जय।